We'll go live. We'll go live, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. Welcome to the stream. It's been a little bit since I've done anything on this channel. I'm fixing a cable. It's been a while since I've done any kind of content, solo content at least. Certainly haven't done anything on this channel or even the other one. I know that this was supposed to be repurposed to the, the what's it called? Supposed to be the gaming videos channel, right? But hey, we're going to repurpose it again because it's not like I'm doing anything else. Welcome to the stream. However, we are going to be talking about Nick Rekieta, his ban on YouTube, and then the subsequent unbanning, and some drama that has come from it, specifically because of a lack of loyalty. And when I say lack of loyalty, you'll see what I mean. I've got my coffee. It's actually been a couple of days since I've been able to make coffee because I was really stupid and have kept forgetting to, well, honestly, I've continued to forget to grab half and half. And you need that for coffee. I don't care what anybody says. I like coffee in my half and half. I also have Bailey's Irish cream in it. So, you know, it's a proper coffee. So, last week, 2 weeks, it's been pretty roller coaster. It's the best way to put it. Roller coaster of, I don't want to say emotion, but that's really what it has been. If you're a Nick Rekieta fan, you already know the story. However, kind of give a little 30,000 foot overview. Over the past couple of weeks, Nick has been the target of a mass flagging campaign on Twitter and YouTube. His Twitter is gone. The YouTube was gone. Now it's back, but we'll get into that in a second. And this comes specifically from Clara Sorrenti or Keffals and their followers. Clara Sorrenti is an individual who is very well known for having done do-it-yourself HRT, I guess you could say. HRT being hormone replacement therapy, which is something that transgender individuals need to go through, I guess. I don't know. I'm not transgender. And specifically, they had a website called Do It Yourself HRT that they ran with a friend. I don't know if it was a friend or a significant other. And this became well known because of a site called Kiwi Farms, who started documenting Keffal's fight with Destiny, Stephen Bennell, Destiny. And they started digging and they found this website, which is essentially illegal. It was get your child or get HRT mailed to you without having to care about what your parents say. So no parents involved. There was no measuring of this HRT. It was basically a one-size-fits-all, which is really bad. Medication is, generally speaking, tailored for things such as height and body weight, especially when it's something like HRT. And by the way, I'm getting over pneumonia. This is going to be a lot of sniffling. Anyways, Kiwi Farms was documenting this rather well. And because it was being documented, Keffals went after Kiwi Farms. Keffals was specifically targeting Kiwi Farms through Cloudflare, which provides DDoS protection because people were offering to DDoS Kiwi Farms. Long and short of it is Kiwi Farms was taken offline for a couple of days, but then came back. And during that time, Josh Moon, Null, the owner of Kiwi Farms, ends up being on Nick Rekieta's platform. Because Nick and Josh are friends, friends, and this sent Keffals into a true rage. How fucking dare you? This is my enemy. You can't have my enemy on. Now we have to go after you. And they started targeting Nick. Now, Nick said a couple of things, and probably not the best way, but, you know, it's just how Nick is. And this individual named Duncan ends up coming on. And Duncan, you know, kind of a shady character himself based on his past experiences or his past antics within specifically the Pokemon fandom, I guess. And he ends up going on and they get into a little back and forth. And finally, Nick just loses it because this guy is acting like a bitch. Duncan is acting like a tool. He's doing the whole, that's not what I said, but, that's what I said, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, while screaming that that's exactly what Nick does. And, Nick is bad for doing it and shit like that. Look, I don't care about that. I personally do not care about that. I don't think anybody really cares about that. But it became a victimhood status. It became a victimhood thing for Keffels and the Troon Squad. And in response, 45 different transgender individuals filed ethics complaints against Nick. Now, Nick had a strike from earlier, I want to say it was June or July. I can't remember what it was for. I can't remember. But he had a strike on his channel. I don't remember what it was for. Life of me, I don't remember. But there was the second strike, which I believe was the Duncan McLeod stream, which Duncan took credit for flagging. So Duncan went on there specifically to get a reaction, which would cause Nick to go, that he could then turn around and have his friends flag, because Duncan McLeod, like any Anglo, is a coward. He is a duplicitous coward. Trickier law, by the way. And Duncan did literally what he could to piss off Nick. And Nick finally just had it and he just called him out. And Duncan did the, you're so mad, bruh. You're so mad. As he's literally sitting there stewing in his own shit and piss because there is a man screaming at him. And something you learn about transgender individuals and SJWs is when an actual man starts screaming at them, doesn't matter if it's behind a keyboard or a computer screen or in person, they start shitting themselves in absolute abject fear, especially since Nick is everything that Duncan wishes he could be: married, successful, a father. So Duncan flags him down, flags that stream down. And then we get to over the past couple of weeks. 45 individuals file ethics complaints with the Minnesota State Bar. I think it's the Minnesota Ethics Responsibility Commission or something like that, okay? The point is they filed ethics complaints against Nick. And if you know anything about Nick, starting in the Vic Mignogna situation when a bunch of freaking loonies out there sent in ethics complaints for him defending Vic Mignogna, he calls it fan mail and he publicizes it. That wasn't going to stop here. And so 45 people attempt to go after his livelihood, try to get him disbarred, take food off of his family's table. What does Nick do? Has a fan mail stream, blocks out their addresses, leaves the names up because public record, kind of, sort of, not really. I won't go into it because I don't exactly understand it myself. However, he left the names up because when you file an ethics complaint, you are told point blank, you need to use your real name, you need to use your address, contact information like email, stuff like that. Nick took it and he ran with it. And he said he would be putting the unredacted stuff up on his locals. All of a sudden, this became doxing. How fucking dare you? So what if 45 of us decided to try to ruin your life and ruin your family and put you into abject poverty? You have no right to fight back. What the fuck? I mean, Keffels is bragging about the mass flagging campaigns. Keffels is tweeting things like, I can do whatever I want to my enemies because they're ontologically evil, which, by the way, is a really fascist statement to make. That is a fascist statement. If if you're saying that you can use fascist tactics against people, guess what you might be? Just saying, guess what you might be. So, give me 1 sec. I apologize. I have to grab this, and I'm going to really quickly do that. Oh, excuse me. Wanted to do that. All right, so we get to this point where Nick is now facing these reports, and he ends up getting taken down in the middle of the stream. Now, of course, all the crazies come out and take credit for it. All the troons come out screeching about how they've won. They've won this big fight. They've slayed the. Well, it wasn't Josh Boone, but gosh darn it, it's close enough. They won. And of course, you have people like Christopher Boozy of Bot Sentinel who comes out and goes, "Yeah, I am also part of the reason that this happened." Wait, I'm sorry, Twist, are you banned? Did I block you from chat? No, you're not. You can't be blocked from chat because I can fucking see you, you fucking cunt. I hate you. I hate you. Even though you're my bestest friend. Anyways. So we keep going, and I'm sitting here like, hey, Twisted Puppets banned? When did I ban? You motherfucker. Okay, so you got all the crazies coming out, taking credit for it. You got the Troons coming out. You got Christopher Boozy. Duncan McLeod's taking credit for it. I guess we can put him under Troon. But the point is that people were coming out screeching about how they finally took down, well, it's not the final boss of the internet, but it's close enough. And then he gets his account back. Now, it should be noted right now that Keffels tried to take down Josh Boone, a man, and the Kiwi Farms, tried to platform him, failed. Keffels tried to take down Nick Rekieta, a man, and failed. Now Keffels is targeting a woman, Destiny's wife, because when a tranny can't go after men, they will take the next best thing, which is a woman, and they will harass and berate and attack a woman because it's an easier target. It's a sexual gratification thing. I think people have talked about this. It's a sexual gratification thing. And, I'll never understand it personally, but I'm not a misogynist. So you go from, whatever. Anyways. So last week, Nick lost his channel and they got his channel back. And some people decided not to show loyalty. Now, it should be noted that it's being taken as there is no loyalty. They're not going to be blindly loyal. It's not a question of blind loyalty. Nobody's calling for blind loyalty. People are saying that maybe there should be just a little bit of fucking loyalty. Just a little bit. Just a smidge, a crumb, a breadcrumb of loyalty. But apparently not. How's it going, Glasses? Maybe just a little bit of fucking loyalty. Just a crumb. Just a little bit, but no. Snake's got a snake. They got a slither. They got a snake. That's exactly what fucking happened. We're going to be looking at some clips. We're going to be looking at some tweets. We're going to be listening to me rant. And I'd like to say thank you to Alyssa Clips. Alyssa is a Nick Rekieta fan. She clips a lot of stuff that he does, and people adjacent to him do. She does a great job. Does a great job. Julie Williams says, take note of how many subs Legal Bytes has today. She got most of them after being on Nick's channel. I've already unsubscribed. No. I mean, yes, but no. We're going to go into that, Julie. Okay? We're going to go into that. Don't worry. We're going to go into it. Where was I, though? Oh, yeah. So people, snaking and they're trying to coach it behind, we're not going to go with blind loyalty. Well, nobody's asking for blind loyalty. I certainly am not. Drexel wasn't asking for blind loyalty. Nick wasn't even asking for blind loyalty. But because they need something, we need something. We're going to say that they want blind loyalty. There we go. We'll fight that. So, the two main culprits here are Legal Bytes and Hoeg Law. John says, so is Legal Bites. Didn't she pull some stuff recently with other law tubers too? Yeah, we're gonna go into that. Don't worry. Don't you worry. I got you covered. Kinda. I was looking for a clip and I couldn't fucking find it for the life of me. I couldn't fucking find it. Okay, there's a clip that I really wanted. I would have to go and watch her stream, and I don't have enough booze in this fucking house to sit through a Legal Bite stream. I'm sorry. There is not enough alcohol. I actually should have gone to the package store before I started streaming, but I was like, I am nice, warm. I took a shower after work. I'm comfortable. Fuck it. I guess I'll do this. Fuck it. We'll do it sober. I'm going live and I'm doing it sober. Kinda. There's Bailey's. There is Bailey's in this coffee. And I have some Knob Creek downstairs, I think. I think I have some Knob Creek. I do have a lot of vodka, but I have nothing to mix it with. And I don't like vodka straight. Shit. I have cranberry juice. I've never had vodka and cranberry juice. We might be testing something tonight. Oh. John, no worries. I'll just listen. Sounds like you have the angles covered. Kinda. Twisted, why are you sober? Irishmen cannot function sober. It's a burden. It is a burden. As I said, I got like 2 this is like, I think in terms of coffee and cream, it's like 14 ounces in here. And then there's also 2 ounces of Bailey's. So I've got alcohol. Even though DUI guy and text rake, he made no public mention of support. Yet DUI guy, I believe, is on vacation. That is not enough. I agree, but it's like s'mores flavored Bailey's, so it's kind of like it's an addition. It's not the main course within the coffee. It's really good though. It's really good, really good. But yeah, I think DUI guy is on vacation right now. I think he's actually just getting back, so can't really blame him. Mix the vodka with milk. Oh. I might actually fucking ban you from chat. Ew. Disgusting. Anyways, so I'm not gonna go after DUI guy. I know he just got back from a vacation. I can't remember when. I heard that's called a White Russian. Look, we don't support Ukraine on this channel. Slava Rosia. So, anyways, I'm not going to go after DUI guy. He just got back from vacation. And he's actually a practicing litigator. Like, he's actually in court. The YouTube channel is a thing, but he's actually in court. Hoeg really is not in court. Legal Bites, sure as shit, ain't in court. Lawn Lumber, I think, is in court. Ian, Runkle the Bailey, he's in court. These are practicing litigators, so I'm not going to be too harsh on them. Lawn Lumber did say stupid shit. He has been thoroughly chastised by everybody else, but he didn't compound issues, let's put it that way. That's why Legal Bites and Hoeg are getting a lot of shit, is because they compounded issues. And how's it going, Vlad? Vlad, why aren't you a moderator? Oh, probably because it's like a different YouTube channel. I don't know. Lawn Lumber apparently did text Nick, which is good. If he did text Nick, heck, good on him. It's one of those things. I would prefer to see public support. Private support doesn't really work with me. Like the military, you do have praise in public, punish in private. It's a leadership thing. But something like this, you don't, right? Lumber doesn't like doing the public stuff. Well, unfortunately, you don't really get a choice in the matter. So, oh, by the way, Nick's Twitch has been suspended. I think it's a temporary one. I can't remember. I don't really care. I don't really give a shit about Twitch. When he gets back, I'm talking him into it. I'm pretty sure he's going to, but we're going to play some Phasmophobia. It is Spooktober. And this is around the time last year when we played some Phasmophobia with Wyatt, Brawley, Turd. So we're going to... why does everyone talk about how DUI is self-serving? You got to call it out after everyone came for his support. Uh, Riff, I have no idea what you just said. If English is a second language, I apologize. I'm going to assume you mean why does everyone talk about, call it out after everyone came for his support. I don't know what you're talking about. If you're saying that you believe that people should be publicly supportive, I agree. He's got a bit of the tism. Dude gets overwhelmed. Yeah. Yeah. I got a full closed fist of the tism. Anyways, let's get to the let's get to this. So for those who don't know, Hoeg Law is an IP attorney. I think he specifically does like video game IP. I don't know what Legal Bytes like practices. I know that she like is fresh out of law school or something. Like she's been out of law school for a year or two, and then she moved to Eastern Europe or something with her fiance, now husband. Where are the kitties? Fuck if I know. I don't fucking know where they are. I'm sure I'll find them. We've already had one wasp in the house, so I'm waiting for the second. On average, we're averaging about 2 wasps a day in the house. I don't know why. I don't fucking know why. I don't know where they come from. So, take that as you will. I don't know where they're coming from. And I'm getting really pissed about it. But I have the shit bottle. I got a spray bottle with Dawn and water, and I spritz them, and then I close the door and let them fly around a little bit and then suffocate because I'm a sadist. But the cats have been trying to catch them. Little cat has a cut on her, so I don't want her to because she's, I don't want her to risk doing any more damage to herself. Big cat, don't really give a shit. He's a little shit. He keeps me up at night because he decides I'm 20 pounds. Oh, you're lying on your side? Oh, I'm going to sleep right against the back of your legs. And God help you if you start to fucking turn in your sleep and start to turn on to me because I'm going to screech at you. Like you're crushing me. So when you wake up, you're like, what? I could just stare at you and not actually fucking move. He's a piece of shit. I love him. But I'm gonna fucking alinity his ass. Anyways. I think she does property law, possibly. Hell, I woke up one morning and had a wasp nest in my room not long ago. No, I don't have that. I don't have that. By the way, if I seem a little tired, I worked 10 hours today. So I'm a little tired, but ooh, we're ready to go. Drexel did stream about this last night, by the way. The MGTOWN podcast is definitely worth checking out. Yours truly was on there. Drexel is like the best fucking friend of Nick. He's going to call out bullshit. He's going to give it to you raw, uncensored. He's going to clap them cheeks. That's exactly what he did. Definitely worth it. Tug was on there. And while Tug and I do not get along, do not exchange Christmas cards, I think Tug is an idiot. He thinks I'm an idiot. Hey, what the fuck ever. Don't give a shit. Tug was right in pretty much everything he said last night. I'm just going to say that. I'm going to take a look at some of his tweets as well, because Hoeg specifically responds to Tug. So, I don't have the entire thing available to me, because it would not be a stream by me if I was completely prepared. Things that aren't happening, I'll take me being prepared completely. Ain't going to happen. I am lazy as shit, and that is not changing. So, and again, this is the first time I've streamed in months alone. So, I finally hit 500. Well, good for you, Vlad. Good for you. I'm proud of you. You're a big boy now. I think you're catching up to this account, but this account I haven't done shit in months. So what's Drex's channel? That's, you know what? We will be awesome. I will link to the Drexel. I will link to the like the worst part of trying to get this is just how fucking. There we go. I got it. Yay! All right. So this is the that's the stream itself. Go watch it. It's like 5 hours. It's really good. Glad to know you didn't stream opposed to me simply missing them. YouTube notifications broken. Yeah, no, I just haven't streamed. I'm streaming with a couple of friends on a different channel, not related to this. So I kind of have to prioritize where do I want to, I got the other guys and we stream, but I'm also working 2 jobs. So it's kind of like I have to prioritize. Unfortunately, these, my channels have fallen by the wayside. So, but that's the Big Town Podcast. You can go check it out. It's definitely worth a listen. I do show up. I do raise the energy a little bit, which is impressive when you consider how boring I am. So, all right. Let's get into it. So, we're going to watch the first clip. Let me actually switch scenes. OBS. Should be this one. It is. Okay, cool. So this comes from Law Nerd Clips. And since he wants to steal from Alyssa, I'm going to steal from him. I don't give a shit. The name of the stream is These Hoes Ain't Loyal. He gives a great synopsis of what happened. Legal Bytes really fell off even before this irrelevant IMO. I agree. But we're going to take a look at this. We're going to listen to it. And you be the judge. You be the judge. Does this sound like loyalty? And we're going to take a look at her. Oh, I actually forgot to do that. So we're going to take a look at it and you be the judge.
Uncivil came through. And Uncivil gave a big dono, $100 dono.
Sometimes the truth is offensive.
No, wait a minute. Nick only called me like 30 or 50 names that I heard of. So, I mean, I don't know.
No.
Nick is his own character.
Yeah.
Nick is my friend, and I'm going to assume that he's in the right until someone proves to me otherwise, because I, as you guys well know, see YouTube and how they act, and they can act in very sort of, as Rick pointed out, arbitrary and mercurial and robotic ways, I believe was Rick's terminology. And there is that problem. And I also know that Nick himself is generally and genuinely a good person. I've spent some time with him. I've speak to him from time to time. And I know that he's a person who is well-informed and has a style that works for him and his audience. Because, I mean, you don't get to 500,000 subscribers without it being something that some people appreciate it. And, he can be something that's not to everyone's taste. I understand completely. But he should be allowed to be on the internet and have his voice. And we all should, as far as I'm concerned. If you don't like Nick, not watching him is always an option.
Yeah.
But
you're gonna make me defend YouTube.
He should be allowed to be he should be allowed to be there for the people who want to see them. I'm sorry, what were you gonna say?
Well, you're gonna make me defend YouTube because you say the internet. I don't think Nick's been kicked off the internet, nor should he be. But I mean, YouTube gets to select what it wants to do with its platform, no?
Well, not if Texas has its way, but that's another topic for another time, maybe. And for what it's worth, Rekieta Media is based in Texas, so he's got that going for him.
I don't have a lot of hope for that Fifth Circuit thing.
Well, I reviewed it and I thought it was really, really good, personally.
Oh,
did you see that change? Okay, Kurt, the guy who's known as the law cuck, right? He's filed false flags. He's filed false DMCAs against people, dropped them after being called out. But he's a guy with low self-esteem, can relate. He's a guy who's constantly made fun of, okay? He comes out as a bro and says, until someone shows me differently, I'm going to say Nick is in the right. Did you see the changes in their faces, by the way, when he said that? Kurt's not expected to be the one who's going to be the fucking bro. Kurt is not the one who is seen as able to think for himself for the rest of LawTube. He's there to bring his knowledge because Kurt is he is the Encyclopedia Britannica of legal knowledge. He's there to bring knowledge because these two retards most of the time don't know what they're talking about. And this isn't coming from me, right? This is coming from several people who are lawyers who have talked about legal bites and Hoeg. That's not to diminish that they pass law school and they are lawyers, but their knowledge may not be the best. Let's put it that way. Exactly. Is a case law fucking encyclopedia. Kurt is a fucking intelligent. Incredibly fucking intelligent. Probably, in terms of anybody in LawTube, he's probably the smartest motherfucker in the room. Really is. May not have the most experience, may not have the longest time practicing, but he's the smartest bar none. And even Nick Rekieta will tell you that. Okay? Right, just zero social skills. So uncivil law comes out. Did you notice how their demeanor kind of changed? Notice how faces change, especially Legal Bites. Look at Legal Bites right now. She's biting the inside of her fucking cheek. She's biting the inside of her fucking cheek. Kurt is speaking out of turn. And he's putting her in a position where now her PR bullshit is just that. PR fucking bullshit. And then you see what Hoeg does. Hoeg, well, I don't have much faith for the Fifth Circuit opinion. And uncivil law comes right back and goes, I went over it, looks pretty good. And Hoeg's like, oh, shit, fuck. We'll back it up a little bit.
And I thought it was really, really good, personally.
Oh,
Did you see that? Did you see that fucking face change? Let's watch that again. Let's slow it down, chat. Let's slow it down. 0.5.
Good, personally.
oh.
Did you see that? Did you see that, kids? Did you see this blobfish looking motherfucker get called out by Kurt? Holy shit, your ego has to be gone. Your self-esteem is shot. Kurt just schooled you. Kurt just put you in your fucking place. Oh. I'd be having a heart attack at that point. Good on Kurt, by the way. Good on fucking Kurt. Kurt being a bro over here. Let's see. Hot damn, drama just bites and Hoeg where they kind of be, wow, we have more subs than Nick now. Except they don't. They don't have no more subs now. Because Nick's back on YouTube. That was some hardcore passive aggression. You're goddamn right it was. God. You're gonna make me defend YouTube now. Motherfucker, you didn't have to. Factually, he's correct. YouTube can kick you off for any reason, no reason at all. Does it mean they're right? No. Does it mean they have a good reason? No. It's not the fact that he's factually correct. Nobody's disputing that Richard was factually correct there. It's the lack of fucking support for Nick. And Hoeg even says it, and we'll take a look at it in a bit. He didn't know what was going on. Legal Bites didn't know what was going on. But they sure wanted to get their fucking voices out there after Nick announced that he was going to be on Steven Crowder. Oh, now they wanted to say something. This happened after that, by the way. Just so we're all clear. This stream happened after that. After he was going to be on Steven Crowder. All of a sudden, there's a new way to fucking grift. Legal Mindset's rant was awesome. He predicted this perfectly. You're goddamn right. And Andrew is a bro. He is a fucking Chad. Both Andrews are bros and Chads. But especially Mindset on this one. Bronca's being, an adult. By the way, there was a lot of spit right there because... Fuck you, that's why. Anyways, grift the grift brother. Tell it like everyone else. Preach it. You're goddamn right. I don't make money off this. I'm getting views. Don't get me wrong. I'm getting some fucking views for this channel at least. I'm getting views. Cool. I might get some subs. Cool. Don't expect any consistent, if you're going to sub, don't expect any consistent content. Probably not going to happen. I'm just saying. I'm more active on Twitter. God was more active during the Holocaust than I am in putting any content out. Let's just put that out there. Okay? We all on the same page now? But man, Uncivil Law being a bro, Andrew, Legal Mindset being a bro, and we're going to see, you know what? Let's go on. Let's go on. Fuck you, Elite and Richard. You're right. And I agree with Law Nerd Clips on this one. Fuck you, Alita and Richard. And the fucking Rittenhouse is what made Legal Bytes. I would even argue Hoeg. But Hoeg did have a following before then because he was, trying to be best friends with fucking Legal Eagle. Take that as you will. That should tell you something about his character. What are you going to do? I don't know why you have the vid in black and white. In the colors version, you can see how off her makeup is, the rest of her body. Look, this isn't my video. This is somebody else. And it's supposed to represent the fact that both of them were just put down like they were born girls in China by Kurt of all fucking people. That's all it's supposed to be. Yeah, I saw them first on Nick's stream. Yeah, I didn't know who Legal Bytes was. I'll tell you right now. I'll give you my opinion on Legal Bytes. I don't like her. Her opinions are banal. She offers nothing constructive. Her takes are lackluster, milquetoast. Call it basic Becky bitch bullshit. How'd you like that for alliteration? I liked it. Stayed up until 2:30 figuring it out. She doesn't bring anything to the table, in my opinion. I'm also kind of one of those guys where I see a relatively pretty face and I tune it out. I'm like the opposite of a simp. I assume that you got where you are because, maybe this is misogynistic. I'll grant you that, but I don't really give a fuck. You're a woman. Your opinion doesn't matter to me. That's a joke, by the way. That's a joke. I don't want people going, oh my God, you're a real misogynist. You ain't seen misogyny yet. And if I want to go the full misogyny route, Vlad might just come on. Alyssa in chat. Oh, snap, I missed the notification. Bitch, I posted it in your fucking Discord. How are you going to... I'm unsubbing from you. I'm bringing you below 500. You're not getting community tab now, Alyssa. Kurt re-earned my sub. You're goddamn right. I never unsubbed from him because I never subbed to him to begin with. But Kurt has earned subs. Okay. I don't like her takes. She's basic. She doesn't contribute anything, in my opinion. During the Rittenhouse trial coverage, she was fighting to be a center of attention. She offered nothing. My opinion. Take it as you will, and I don't really give a fuck. Let's keep going.
Alita's lackluster response isn't enough for what Rackets did for a shout out to Uncivil Law for actually defending Rackets and Hoeg Law, and YouTube and Alita's live yesterday certified unbreaded.
Girl, you now that I need you, and you're neither nothing for these hoes ain't loyal.
Bro, I got his back. And the thing is, the fucking pussy ass bitches who aren't your friends whenever something happens, they don't have your back. And I'm gonna say it because none of these other content creators are gonna say it. Fuck everybody who calls themselves, I'm saying it right now, put my money on this right now, put my fucking money on this. Anybody who is in LawTube or calls themselves in LawTube, particularly those that came on Nick's show, that streamed with him, that were there grifting off him, particularly back in the day, particularly if they were during the...
I'm just going to say right now, Good Logic has been a bro. Barnes has been a bro. Ian is, well, he's lawless, so, he's in a fucking law tree somewhere, right? It's tree jail for you if you piss off lawless, okay? He's actually being an adult, okay? They've been actual bros. Alita, PR shit. Hoeg, PR shit. Kurt still needs an alcohol intervention. Yes, he needs more alcohol. That's the intervention. We're going to give him more alcohol. And your friends need you on Patreon, folks, not YouTube. Be smart. Now is your time for to support. You can use YouTube to make some money, to grow a platform, and then move to alternative platforms. Do it. I cannot see how someone could rationally argue that Nick was banned justly. Yeah. Yeah, even Hoeg couldn't, and that's why Hoeg did they could ban you for any reason or no reason at all. Spectre, didn't you see their PR statements they released today? Oh yeah, oh hi, don't worry. Don't worry, we're going into it. Don't worry, we're gonna go into it. If I remember right, didn't Legal Bytes throw DUI guy under a bus because of a reaction he had during the death trial? Oh, we're gonna go into it. We're gonna go into it, don't worry. We're gonna go. Oh, I got this. Ooh, I got it queued up. We have to get through this first. Let's go.
The Rittenhouse era, or maybe they just became famous and popped off during the era of Amber Heard. Doesn't fucking matter. Anybody who came on that stream, who came on his platform, they grew their channels, they grew relatively big, right? And if they are not covering this, if they're not supporting him, they are full of shit. You should unsubscribe from them.
I'm gonna say right now, I'm gonna pull it over. I'm gonna show you Legal Bytes' channel on Social Blade. Okay? This was Legal Bytes on Social Blade. Okay? This is November 2021. This is when the actual Rittenhouse trial was happening. All right? 6,590 subscribers, 6,500. This is around the time when the Rittenhouse trial was happening. So November 1st is around the time that it would have started. I don't remember exactly when. But 6,590. Then you get to November 9th, you get 13,200. And then 23,700. And towards the end of it, she's at 35,300 subscribers because she was on with Nick Rekieta. Nick Rekieta gained her those views. He put her out there. He put her, he said, sub to her. Let's support small law creators. And he was right to do it. You know, hey, networking's good to go, right? Good to go. I'm okay with networking and whatnot. But there is something to be said for this large spike during the Depp trial. But that mainly comes from the Business Insider article, which I don't think I have pulled up. However, that mainly comes from the Business Insider article, which she would not have gotten, by the way, if back here Nick Rekieta hadn't been bringing her on. If Viva Fry hadn't clipped the Gage Grosskreutz shooting himself in the other arm, and that was picked up by Jack Posobiec, Polish, don't care, and retweeted and was seen by 6 million people minimum. If that hadn't happened, she'd still be right here. Because basic bitch Becky has some bullshit takes on stuff. But yeah, she wants to act like Nick didn't help her grow. Like, there's not just a smidge of loyalty maybe that you'd want to have, right? Maybe go to bat for someone. Maybe go to bat for someone. Maybe use your, what is it? 238,000 subscribers. She went from like 250, like 247, 246. Yeah, like right there, she's going down. Anyways, maybe do something, but she couldn't. She couldn't be asked to do that. And as Gilded Pooh said, typical ungrateful vagina. He is correct. Came on Keck W. Yep. Already unsubbed. Look, you like her content. Don't unsub from her. Seek help. Find your nearest mental ward and commit yourself. Her crime is not speaking up. What else? Yeah, that's her crime is it's not speaking up. Her crime is, I guess, yeah, not speaking up, but it's more of the PR speak. I'm going to sit on this fence until there's something to go with, until Nick is supposed to be on Louder with Crowder, and then I'm going to say something because I can get eyes on me now. Grifting, only like negative grifting. There's positive and negative. Ohio says, even if she had zero direct ties to Nick, all the YouTube attorneys have a lot to thank Nick for. He's the one who raised the tide for all of them to sail on. Yeah, he did. There's no denying he did. He certainly did. At a minimum, she could have simply tried to be objective, which means, objectively speaking, he was witch hunted unjustly. That's not an opinion that requires loyalty, just a fact. Yeah, except she didn't even bother to look into it. And we'll get into that in a tweet. Thus, she grifted, yes. It's like Nick got her the Aquaman movie with so many subs. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that to even legal Bytes. Nobody needs that. Polish opinion discarded. Yeah, pretty much. All right, so let's go back. Let's finish this out. And Mindset's in the middle of a rant, and it's a great rant.
From them. I'm going to say it. You should goddamn unsubscribe. I'm sorry. That's my personal opinion. I'm not going to fucking hold back. All these other people, they're like, oh, it would hurt your feelings. I don't want to anger the fucking communist cabal that's going on here. No, I don't give a fuck. If they are not supporting him right now, this is it. This is do or die, motherfuckers. When somebody's deleted off of YouTube, you have to say something. If you're not saying something, you're a goddamn pussy. You're a fucking Judas Iscariot. Okay? And you might as well go join the fucking Troons and Chris Boozy if you're not supporting him right now.
Yep.
Just hands down. I'm saying it, right? These other pussy motherfuckers, they're not going to say it. That's fine. You know why? Because
remember that Alita is left wing. Not a bad thing. Okay, I'm kind of left on many things. More conservative on more, but I am kind of liberal on other things. Being left wing isn't the problem. It's the lack of spine that she had and Hoeg had and whatnot. They're ready. They're ready to go for the Nate the Lawyer versus Christopher Boozy and Bot Sentinel lawsuit. They're ready. They're going out there. They're ready to go. And then one of the people who helped build them up gets banned, and, well, I don't have all the facts. Her main excuse was she didn't know what happened with Nick, but the number of 10-minute videos that summed everything up like Legal Mindsets would have caught her up quickly. Yeah, it's fucking amazing how people can do a little bit of research, but a lawyer can't. I guess that's why they need paralegals to do all the real heavy lifting for them. Oof. Were they the only two, or were there more? I mean, not really. There's been a song of silence, I guess you could say, from a lot of people that you would not expect it from. But you've had, you can call them the usual grifters if you want to. I'm sorry, I need to really quickly change something. Because this is under gaming, and it shouldn't be. It should be under, like, I don't know, entertainment, news, and pop. We'll go with people and blogs. We'll go with that. Sorry, I just noticed that in the category. It should not have been under gaming. This isn't gaming related. What the fuck? The fuck, YouTube? How you fucking this one up too? Because I honestly put it under people and blogs. Anyways, no, there was just general silence from a lot of people, but you had the more vociferous, I think the more brash, the more right-wing commentators in LawTube who 100% backed up Nick. Legal Vices, Legal Mindset, who's on the screen, Barnes, Viva Fry, the good guys, who I would call them, the good guys. They fought and said something, and Lon Lumber could only bring himself to, what was it he said? I tweeted this, and I'm gonna really quickly go check it, because he said something in a stream, and he's been trying to say, yeah, I was supportive of Nick, and I actually quoted what he said. Might have been a reply. Might have been a reply. I think it's a reply. Fuck, I may not have. Might be on Discord. I might have put it on I know I put it on Discord. I know I put it on Discord. Anyways, it was like a half-hearted kind of response. It really didn't have much behind it. It didn't. Because I quoted it. I know I quoted it somewhere. I know I did, and I'm gonna fucking find it. Okay, so his quote, and I have it right here. Yes, we did learn Nick's channel did go off. Hopefully it does get resolved. I know he talks about a lot of controversial topics. Hopefully he's back on the air. So we will see. I'm sure we'll get updates from all the usual channels. Non-committal, but not really supporting Nick. Hopefully he's back on the air. Wishes were horses, beggars would fly. So my opinion, non-committal, but at least he said something more. It wasn't really PR speak, I think. I think it was better than anything Hoeg or Legal Bytes has put out. Okay. Were they the only when the same happens to her, I wonder how many people will come to her aid after this. You know what the funniest part is if this had happened to her, if this had happened to Hoeg, who's one of the first people they would have run to? Anyone? Anyone? Who do you think they would have run to? Who do you think they would be going after? Who do you think? Who do you think? Who do you think they'd be going to? Might it be Pope Nicholas the First? The guy who has, for the longest time, said deplatforming is bullshit. The guy who said he will fight for his friends. The guy who has made it very clear this is his position and it has not changed. Might it be that because he's a loyal motherfucker? Chat, the answer is yes. They would have gone to him. They would have gone to Nick fucking Rekieta. Nicholas Robert Rekieta would have been the first person they would speed dial. He wouldn't have asked questions. He wouldn't have said he did something wrong. He would have been on Twitter, or whatever social media at the time, and said, "Let my people go, Pharaoh." YouTube. I couldn't come up with something off the top of my head for that one. That's what he would have done. Because that's the kind of person Nick Rekieta is. But Hoeg, this jellyfish, this blobfish looking motherfucker, he can't say anything. He's not going to say anything. Alita doesn't give a shit. Alita's not going to give a fuck. She got her eyes on her. She got the Business Insider article on her. She's already on her way to being an MSNBC or CNN legal contributor. That's why I think she was really happy when Nick's channel was gone, because it was scrubbing any evidence that she had ever had anything to do with this guy. I think she was happy to see it go. I legitimately believe that bitch was happy to see Nick Rekieta's channel die, because it got rid of some evidence that could be used against her if she ever became a legal contributor to some MSM channel. I think that's what happened. I think she was happy about it. Exactly, Loopy. They wouldn't have had to ask. Nick would have been like, "Oh, excuse me, I need to go I need to go tweet some stuff. I got some racial slurs to say. That's what Nick would have done. They would never have even needed to ask. They would have. The Pope will forgive them. Oh no. No. He's made it very clear. I won't say he's done with Hoeg and Alita, but after last night, after the things he said, I don't think they're welcome. I don't think they're welcome at all. I hope Nick definitely distanced himself from some of them. I think he has. I think he's made it very clear. He's distancing himself from some of them. It's amazing how Nick will defend people he doesn't like, yet there are people who don't treat him the same way. Well, yeah, loyalty should be a two-way street, but many times it's a one-way street. I'm very happy that Nick has stood by me during some really shitty times. Absolutely shitty times. Over the past year, there's been shit said about me, and I'm just like, what the fuck ever. Nick, he'll make jokes about it. Good to go. He jokes, he ribs on me, I rib on him. We go back to fucking shooting the shit. That's what Nick Rekieta does. He'll make fun of you because that's how guys bond. That's how guys treat each other. I call, Vlad says some shit about me. I say some shit about Vlad. And we could still go out. If we were together, we'd be going out to the fucking barn starting fights. 100%. Guarantee you. That's what Gilded Pooh and I would be doing. Not Vladimir Tepestrakul. I'm talking about, when I say Vlad, Gilded Pooh was known as Vlad. So I right to it. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I can have disagreements with people and and not just lose my fucking shit. It's a very rare thing nowadays. But again, soy boy beta bitches like Hoeg, no loyalty. Alita never had loyalty. She got what she wanted out of Nick, and there you go. Something going on with the stream? Nope. Okay, it's just buffering. I don't know why. Probably because I have so many fucking tabs open. Nick does a lot for others. Yeah, he does. Isn't that weird? Nick does all this stuff, and then loyalty is like one way. Not two ways. One way. Really, I don't take disagreements very personally. I do. Fuck you if you disagree with me. You're wrong. Nothing better than having friends that stand up and watch you get dragged. Look, story time. Anecdotally, I have a friend who I was not a very good friend to. And during a time in his life, just to go over it, he was accused of molesting his own child by his, at the time, estranged wife. He was in jail. I didn't back him up. I knew it was bullshit. That wasn't the kind of guy he was. But I didn't back him up. Partially because I was afraid it was true. I'll be the first to admit that. I am to this day, we talk, but I know he's upset that I didn't back him up. I know he is. He took it personally, and I understand that. I would as well. I was a piece of shit. It's going to take a long time. It's been a couple of years. It's still going to be many more years before that loyalty, he feels that there is loyalty there. I understand that. So, I am a good friend, but even I have my own pitfalls. Let's finish this because we only have like 30 seconds left.
Because they're too afraid. They're too scared to speak up because they're afraid of getting canceled. They're afraid of their sponsors. They're afraid of their fucking gentle Amber Heard supporters or whoever else was on their channel right now. Oh, they're going to get upset. They're going to get angry. I can't say anything to anger the troons. No, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. I'm pissed off about this. I'm going to tell you how I really feel. Get the fuck out of here. You guys are fucking traitors. You're fucking out. I'm done. If you're a person who was helped out by Nick, who Nick supported you, he backed you up, and you don't have his back, fuck you. You're out.
All right, so that's the sorry, I'm trying to put that there. If you want to go watch it, there you go. There's that Law Nerds clip video. Okay, that's the video. I have no idea what's going on. I'm hearing that this is over them not making videos on the drama, but then I see people attacking lawyers that spoke up claiming it was wrong to grift on it. No, that has nothing to do with it. Grift away. Nick has said grift away. He would actually be more angry if they didn't grift off of this, right? He'd be more pissed off about that. What people are pissed off about is the PR talk, and we're going to get into that in a second, okay? From two people who really did get a lot of help. One of them whose channel was made by Nick, with them not being willing to stand by him. That was the problem. Nick said in a stream after you guys channeled back that he'd be disappointed when people did grift. Yep. Nick is proud of them for grifting. Yep. He's not upset about that at all. Grift away. Grift away. So we'll take a look first at Legal Bytes' first statement. Now, keeping in mind, this statement was made. She hadn't said anything about this prior to this statement. But she said something after it was announced that he'd be on Steven Crowder's Louder with Crowder. Ooh. Oh, suddenly she had to get her name out there. Suddenly she had to get eyes on her. Suddenly she needed to make sure that people saw that she's there too. Woke up this morning to learn Nick Rekieta was banned from YouTube. If you don't know, I'm on a vastly different time zone. That's fair. Except you were active before that. You knew for at least an hour or two that he'd been banned before you went to bed. And you didn't say anything then. Then you woke up. I think she's 8 hours. I think she's 8 hours ahead. So this would have been about 14:30 her time. She would have made the comments. So she would have had plenty of time to say something. And then she found out that, again, Nick would be on Louder with Crowder. Okay. I know zero underlying facts, so I'm not going to opine now. Aren't you doing that right now, though? Isn't that kind of what this is? You're giving an opinion. But I will repeat that I generally don't like even controversial people getting canceled. Controversial? Nick's controversial? I mean, he can be. But you know, this motherfucker is the reason you have a channel that gets the views that you do. Maybe, just spitballing here, shut your cock holster, engage your brain fucking housing group, and go, this motherfucker helped me so fucking much, I owe him. And put out something positive. Because that wasn't positive. And even this follow-up. Anyway, if you enjoy his content and you want to keep watching him, here's a link to his locals community where you'll be able to see his stuff for the foreseeable future. And if you don't, you can always abstain from clicking the link because I have to get that jab in. If you don't like him, don't watch him. That's not very positive. Beck May, weak and non-committal, just doesn't want to be on the out with people who actually use their voice for actual change or effect. Yeah. This is why I'm never going to watch Rekieta. What I see of this community is always griping and craving drama. Yeah, imagine that. We call bullshit when we see it. It's Why the F say anything at all? Again, because Nick was going to be on Louder with Crowder. And she needed to make sure that she had eyes on her. Like Crowder's fans, even though Crowder is not who she wants. You know, she doesn't want Crowder's fans as her fans. She doesn't want the far right, I guess you could say, the far right wing. She doesn't want that. It's not even just about YouTube. Thought she called him a friend. Even invited him to her wedding. Oh, we're gonna... I guess I'll go into that. Apparently, she rescinded that invitation shortly before the actual wedding. Nick went to a baby shower instead, which was a better use of his time. But he couldn't make it to the wedding as well. Venomly statement from Snakebite. Yep. I personally wake up at 3 a.m. to get ready for work. Whilst having my morning coffee, my YouTube stream was flooded with vids saying Nick banned. Took 10 to 15 minutes to know the full story. The full story as we knew it at the time. We didn't know why Nick had been banned. We didn't know why Nick had been terminated at the time. We now know. Because apparently Google had an internal document that said Rekieta Law was banned apparently by a mass flagging campaign. Ouch. That's fucking embarrassing. You couldn't keep your mouth shut, and that's right. That's a right. You got played, and they called you out on it. Called out. They called you. Oh, excuse me. I didn't mean to push that button. I want to make sure because I'm seeing it's like 360 or something. I just want to make sure the 1080 is still going. It is. You can see my, the face that looks worse than the 2003 post-invasion Iraq roads. Watch me scratch my nose in high def. I don't care. I have pneumonia. I don't give a fuck. If you don't like it, if this is the kind of content you tuned in for and you weren't expecting it, I'm sorry. Not really. Go fuck yourself. All right. So, this is the basic Becky bullshit that she puts out. Right. Why make a statement at all? Just trying to get attention. Good question. Never answered. So is Legal Bytes not in the U.S.? No, she's not in the U.S. I think she's like in Eastern Europe where she can stay. She didn't want to say anything because she owes her whole channel to Nick during the Rittenhouse trial. Yeah, that's true. That makes me sad. Sometimes when I'm having a sour day, I feel like nothing is going right in the world. I will specifically rewatch Verdict Day for Real Amber Heard on his channel because I love the reactions. Yeah. He's pretty awful. I don't know why anyone is defending him. He is an awful person, but he's still better than you, Katie Oliver. By the way, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, fat. Thank you for setting this straight. I didn't see anything about Nate. Nick has literally covered Nate. He's literally called Boozy a shit-eating cuck. Oh, no, that was Preston Poulter. Never mind. No, but he's gone after Boozy. He's said, go Nate. I think he's going to donate. I'm fairly certain he's going to donate to the lawsuit because that's what Nick Rekieta does. I just didn't like how DUI guy was treated by you. Yeah, nobody did. Everyone disliked that. That is why I haven't watched you since. Okay, Tamara, you kind of redeemed yourself. Fat. I understand you have an income source to protect. Yeah. I didn't even know who you were until I saw you on his channel, but sure, don't say anything. Lol, wow. Not fat. Oh, there's a bra picture. I might get struck down. Oh God. By the way, I fat shame. I don't give a fuck. I fat shame like a motherfucker. I was fat shamed. Helped me lose weight. Yeah. I was watching the band live and Twitter was going wild with Keffels, Chris, and Ethan. Yeah, okay. Ethan Ralph. If you ever want to know how something is going to happen, watch what Ethan Ralph says and understand that the universe hates Ethan Oliver Ralph, convicted sex offender, so much. It's convicted sex offender and deadbeat father. The universe hates him so much that everything changes. The space-time continuum is warped to make sure that the opposite of what Ethan Ralph has said happens. Just saying. I'm behind, so I'm kind of glad you're doing the dive on this so I can catch up. Yeah, well, Jim Jones, this isn't Jonestown. Please keep the flavor aid out of here. Thank you. Let's see. Oh, yeah, and Keffels and Chris, yeah, Keffels like, oh, yeah, we won. You didn't do shit. You were too afraid to fucking put in an actual ethics complaint, but you told other people to do it because you're a slacktivist. You're an internet slacktivist. The minute you actually get some pushback in person, you waddle your decrepit ass away. Boozy also acting like he did something useful. Boozy's never done anything useful. Pay your fucking rent. My Kool-Aid is the best. My reviews say it's a killer. But you don't use Kool-Aid. You use Flavor Aid, so you're a fucking liar, Jim. That's like Al Pacino's son in Glengarry. It's not true, yeah. The warping happens from a sheer spatial distortion caused by his gun. I mean, that's true too. It's true too. But yeah, you can see like the responses from people, right? You can see all the responses. It's great. It's great. Is that it? At least she's consistent, not welcoming Nick back. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so anyways. So we got that. We got the initial legal bites. Now, let me explain why she's like this. She's never forgiven Nick. She's never forgiven Nick for not joining her Mean Girls clique, right? Law 2 was supposed to be her thing. Everybody joins. She becomes the talking head. She can kind of control what people talk about, what they can say, and she's ready to go. She's ready to go. She's ready. And Nick comes out and goes, yeah, I'm not going to be part of that. I don't like groups. I don't like Law Twitter. I just don't like groups because eventually groupthink happens. And if you don't have the exact same opinion, people get butthurt and then, bad feelings and shit like that. I just don't want to be part of it. Fair, right? But then he also streamed the Potter trial. She thought she'd be able to pull in views, and she didn't. And then there was the Johnny Depp trial, which he streamed and said he was going to stream. But for some reason, Legal Bytes honestly thought, and I'm dead serious about this, Legal Bytes honestly thought Nick was going to let other people stream it, and they would get the views. And then Nick didn't. And you saw Bronca going on, Law of Self-Defense going on him, going on Nick's channel rather than hers. Legal Mindset would routinely be on Nick's stream, but not hers. And some other attorneys got some attention. Legal Vices was made available to everybody to enjoy. And God bless Legal Vices. He is a national treasure. And Nick told people to watch her, Emily D. Baker, other lawyers who were covering it, right? But she never forgave him for streaming when she thought it was her time to shine. She even had a Business Insider article written about her. Again, we go back over to here. You can look at her subscribers. This is because of the Business Insider article. Let's make that very clear. That's the Business Insider article. Okay? A huge jump is because of that Business Insider article. Because normies read Business Insider, they see, oh, this content creator's been covering it and offering some really good, legal insight. I'll watch. Oh, she's relatively good looking. She's got a face for TV, whereas I have a face for radio and a voice for newspaper. I'll sub to her. And then we get to what really pissed her off. During the Johnny Depp trial, one of the witnesses, what was his name? Somebody, chat, help me out on this. I can't remember his fucking name. He was the TMZ reporter. I can't remember his name. Somebody will remember it. But there was a point where he made a snide remark in response to Amber Heard's attorney, Morgan Tremaine. That's right. Draco Malfoy, Morgan Tremaine. But he responded to her sarcastic and I would argue improper quip of, this was just 15 minutes of fame for you, wasn't it? And he responded with, well, no, I mean, this is your 15 minutes of fame, right? Or something like that. And like, you just see everybody, like it was the mic drop. Even Elaine Bradehoff, the attorney, was like, oh shit, he got me. He got me. That was good. That was good. He got me. But DUI guy is sitting in the back making a face like holy fucking shit, like he's holding in a fucking guffaw. Everybody made a face. Every swinging dick there made a fucking face. And then Legal Bytes sends him a post. Let me see. Let me see if I have it available. I know there it is. Okay. So I have it right here. So she ended up sending him after that happened because there was a they kind of like had this look, and Hoeg had again the blobfish face of right, like he looked like he had just eaten something really sour and it was not settling right. So she decides to send out I think it was on Twitter. She sends a DM to him, and he goes over, he covers it. He's like, "Look, here's what's going on. God damn it. Hey, I'm really sorry to have to do this, but I'm going to need to ask you and James not to come onto the live stream after court today." James in court was like a guy who was there to watch the jury's reaction to stuff. "I'm happy to discuss at a different time the specifics, but I'm seeing things like big faces being made in the courtroom." Again, and this needs to be said, she saw it. She saw exactly what happened. But I'm seeing things like she doesn't have to commit to it. She can always pass it off as, "I was told something," or "somebody from the court said something about you making a face," even though she saw it and it was captured in fucking 4K. So that doesn't really work. But again, it's a mean girl clique. They don't want to actually she wants to sit on the fence, shove it up her twat, and just sit there. That's it. There is no commitment from her. Okay? I guarantee you she's fucking other guys wherever she is, and her husband is a cuck. Okay? I'm just putting that out there. And some questionable tweets with photos that I'm hearing are raising some serious concern by the court staff. Apparently people had taken some pictures and there was worry. Or I think he was accused of taking a picture of a jury member, and it was proven to be bullshit. But she used that as justification as well. That I'm concerned that people might draw an inference that I'm somehow directing these things for views, because she apparently sent him. And we'll get into that. We'll listen to that because she does mention that. Again, I'm really sorry, but at least for today, we're going to need to do without in-court perspective, which, by the way, fuck you. And I realized that my ugly mug is covering it, so I read it to you. So let's really quickly, let's listen in real time what she said. She laughed when it happened. Yeah, she laughed when it happened. She laughed when it happened. So she got pushback. Lost people, lost subscribers. She got pushback. And I believe this comes from, excuse me, not that. I believe this comes from the next day because she was getting pushback. And notice who's there, Lawn Lumber. Hoeg Law. Now, Lawn Lumber, he's there because he practices actually in that court. So, so let's listen to what Alita and Hoeg, Lawn Lumber, have to say about the Morgan Tremaine or the DUI guy face.
Is because we've gotten a lot of comments from some folks about some stuff that's going on. I just want to say that when it comes to our trial streams, we have a lot of fun. We share memes. We sometimes make impressions. We sing songs and all that kind of stuff. But do not be fooled. Like we have a lot of fun. We don't take ourselves seriously, but we do take the process of the judicial system, the court system, very, very seriously. And we take court rules also very, very seriously. So I wanted to make a statement about that.
This should be mentioned, by the way. DUI guy is not there in a representation capacity. He's not representing Johnny Depp. He's not representing Amber Heard. He's some random schmuck in the peanut gallery watching this thing. That's all he is. He might be a lawyer. And there are, even, it's kind of like being in the military. Even if you're out of uniform, you're still representing the military. That does happen. But he's not held to the exact same standards that an attorney who is before the court in a representative capacity would be. Doesn't mean that he doesn't have anything put on him. Just means that he doesn't have the same requirements put on him. Okay? So, him making the face, Probably not very professional, but human nature, because it was funny. Let's continue.
When we are sending folks into the courtroom, we have a hope, an expectation, a hope that folks are going to be following the rules of the courtroom.
Go fuck yourself. You didn't send them. Notice what she said. When we are sending people into the courtroom, even Hoeg's got a face of, that's not what we should have said. But when we send people into the courtroom, like she's the one who sent him. You dense motherfucker. You conceited bitch. This is why Nick didn't want to be part of LawTube. Part of it. No one sent him. He went on his own. Doesn't really work right. She acts as if she sent the DUI guy to represent legal Bytes. Yeah. We'll go to our in the field reporter, Larry Foreman, also known as the DUI guy. She thinks she's the queen. Yeah, and that's the problem here. LawTube is her thing. That's why she's pushed it so fucking hard. LawTube is her way of controlling stuff. She's relatively attractive. Not my cup of tea. I'm not one for blondes. She's relatively attractive, though. She could be a face. She could be a PR spokeswoman. She could be a legal commentator on mainstream media because she's relatively attractive. That's why her channel kind of got where it is. But even queens bow to the Pope, bitch. Just saying. Even queens bow to the Pope. So bow down, bitch. She could be a spokeswoman. She knows that. She's trying to get into a position where she can leverage the popularity of these legal commentators. She's trying to leverage that. I think her attitude and what she's tried to put out as a persona backs it up. She's trying to leverage her popularity, the fact that she has all these other lawyers around her in various disciplines, trying to leverage it for a legal commentator position on CNN or MSNBC, hell, maybe even Fox News, or maybe even as a regular, right? Maybe a talking head. That's what she's trying to do. And the mask slipped here. When we send, you didn't send anybody. Larry said he was going to begin with. And you were like, oh, well, since you're going to be there, do you mind giving us some on the ground, like in court perspective? He said, yeah. That's what happened. There would have been no such thing as LawTube without the nose. Yeah. You seem to be taking this personally. Not really. I don't give a fuck. I give a fuck insofar as there was no loyalty from these two retards towards Nick, a guy who helped them immensely. Whether he built their channel up or not, in the case of Alita, he definitely helped. He definitely is the reason she has a channel that is what it is now. He is the catalyst for her having the numbers she has now. For Hoeg had numbers before Nick brought him on, but there's no denying that he helped there too. May her channel join the queen. If she does that, then that's another shot of hypocrisy from during the Rittenhouse trial. We are the independent media. We tell you what the network won't. Yeah, but she would turn around and say, look, I'm still independent media. I'm telling it what they won't tell you just on the media. So now it's getting out. Its views. Yep. Hypocrites need to be called out. Nothing personal about that, just public service. I agree. If I'm hypocritical, I want to be called out as hypocritical. I want people to call me a hypocrite. If I can see it and I can understand where you're coming from, I can say, you know what? You make a really good point. You know, and I am a hypocrite on things. I am a hypocrite on things. If I'm wrong on stuff, I want people to tell me I'm wrong. I'm not going to get all pissy and lose my shit because, oh, you told me I'm wrong. You can ask Vlad. You can ask Rekieta. You can ask pretty much anybody I interact with on a regular basis online. Have I ever lost my shit on them when they've said, Spectre, you're wrong on this? No. We have a discussion. They make their case. Guess what? Mea culpa. Mea culpas are in order. Apologies are in order. That is what I do. That's what a man does. Unfortunately, not everybody's like that. Okay. I really liked Alita during the Rittenhouse trial, but I always got a weird vibe from Hoeg. Alita tried way too hard to fit in, and the commentary was just not her style. You know, it got, look, dark humor is like food. Not everyone gets it, okay? And Alita is just, I don't want to use this term, but she's too innocent. She's too pure when you compare them to Nick Rekieta, Ty Beard, Legal Mindset, Legal Vices, definitely Tylus Andrew Bronca. Bronco's in the hospital? Oh, no, don't tell me that. I thought I saw he was in the hospital for a bit. I think. I thought I saw that he was in the hospital a couple of days ago. Yeah, he was in the hospital. I don't think he is anymore. I'll keep an eye on it. He was. They sent him home. Okay, good to go. He had stomach issues. He's home. Oh man, that. Nick is bigger than just LawTube. He has supporters from other communities. Yeah, he does. And that's the thing is, like, as a content creator, you should be more than just the community you might attribute yourself to. Okay, Ethan Van Sciver, as much as I may not be a big fan of his, is bigger than Comicsgate. That's Ethan Van Sciver. You should aspire to be bigger and better than what you're representing. That's how it should be. Nick understands that. That's part of why he doesn't want to be part of the community. So, you know, you should absolutely try to. Poor Elf Tommy. Yep. Actually makes sense that she has those two on her side. Both have no sense of humor. Hoeg has no sense of humor, yeah. Lawn Lumber. I haven't watched enough of Lawn Lumber to be able to tell if he has a sense of humor. Ian does, but it's kind of like that dry British sense of humor, which I can respect. I love me some Monty Python, let me tell you. And some Tommy Lee Jones. Okay. Anyways.
Because if they don't, and then word gets out that they are connected to certain live streams, certain folks, certain communities, that can reflect very poorly on the entire community. And
there you go. There you fucking go. If it gets back that you're affiliated with me, it might look bad for me. Go fuck yourself. Again, I think she was very happy when Nick's channel disappeared, because then the evidence of her being associated with Nick Rekieta, this misogynist, this racist, this bigot, this person who fought against the Me Too movement by helping Vic Mignogna, who helped keep Kiwi Farms going by giving Josh Moon a platform to speak. Well, he's gone, so Alita, she's home free. Can't be used against her. And then I came back, and now, oh, shit. Lady Logic says she loves Rob when he's drunk. He thought he was kind of dull, but I assume Lady Logic is a good judge of character. I don't know. She did marry Good Logic. I'm just saying. I said to him to get her to F off, and she was using his channel to get for subs. Look, I'm not going to tell Nick what to do because I know that he's like me. He's a petulant child. If you tell him to do something, he's going to do the exact opposite. People don't get that. That's why when Kiwi Farms was like, we need to get him to disavow Dick Masterson and Ethan Ralph and shit like that, I was like, that's not going to work. That doesn't work. Nick is not like other lolcows. You can't get him to disavow. It just doesn't work. Your volume is so low. My volume is fine. My volume is fine. Okay? Maybe you need to turn it up. I actually tested it before I started streaming. So,
and especially if that does not reflect the standards that you want to be showing, that is problematic. So there are certain rules of conduct within the courtroom, and there are reasons for those rules, and we take those rules very seriously. The reason being that, first off, this stuff is open to the public. It's open to the public.
We don't need to hear the rest of it. Okay, you've gotten the gist of it. You represent me, even though you don't represent me. I'm still going to take credit for you doing something if it benefits me. If it doesn't benefit me, but could still draw eyes to me, I'm still going to claim it, but I'm going to disavow anything you do that I don't like. The video volume in yours is significantly different. Yeah, see, there's been a Windows update, and I use a PreSonus Revelator, which is a USB microphone with its own built-in software. And for some reason, Windows does this thing where it's not really recognizing the software at times, so the sound difference can be noticeable. Like OBS, I had to lower the gain, but I can raise it just a little bit. Now it's way too loud, and now you have this, and it's just difficult. It's difficult. And I want an XLR cable, an XLR mic, but I'm not going to get that, anytime soon. So you just got to deal with it. Just got to deal with it. It's fine. You can understand me. Did you mention that literally everyone in the courtroom had the same reaction? Yeah, everybody. We all saw it. We all saw everybody had the same reaction. Even Elaine Bradehoft, the lawyer who just got BTFO'd, the mic drop from TMZ Draco Malfoy. Even she was like, shit, he got me. Okay. Exactly. Maybe that's the reason I can't really turn. My volume is as high as it will go. Well, that sucks for you. Because then I do stuff like that. And, Anyways, so you don't need to see anything else. That is legal Bytes. That is the bullshit she pulls. That is the bullshit she pulls. Now, we're not going to watch the Drexel MGTOWN podcast, although I called in. But to give you the gist of it, Drexel, for those who don't know, is like Nick's best fucking friend. They've been best friends since high school, maybe middle school. But they're best fucking friends. Ride or die. Drexel and Nick are ride or die. And Drexel saw this and he called it out. And people called in. Expect you were the best caller. Everyone else was boring. Which should tell you just how bad the rest of you were. Pick up your game. So, Drexel called it out. Tim called it out. Crumbrion called him out. Love Tim, love Crumbrion. Even though they're Canadian, not everybody's perfect. And they called it out. And Nick goes on and he doesn't really dish. But he does. Like, he doesn't go out there and go, yep, all this shit. Yep, here's all this shit. He put out some stuff. But it wasn't all of it. Okay, we got a crumb. And it was great. Okay. What's going on with Hoeg and Lumber? I don't know what you're talking. So is there any of the others from the Law Tuber that have been on her side? Not really. Everybody's kind of kept mum on the entire thing. Not really. Hoeg and Alita are kind of alone, but as a general rule, nobody else really commented on the entire thing, which is not very loyal, but hey, it's better than the PR bullshit they put out. Doesn't mean that they shouldn't be criticized for remaining mum, but maybe they should, oh, Uncivil did, and we went over that earlier. You can watch it. Uncivil said something. Viva Fry said something. I'm pretty sure Robert Barnes said something. They may have done it during their stream last night. Obviously, Legal Mindset did. Legal Vices has. Pretty much everybody who's right of center said something, because that's just how people who are right of center are. They tend to be more brash, abrasive. They'll tell it to you like it is. They're more willing to put themselves out there and take a risk. Uncivil went nuts. Oh yeah, Uncivil earned your sub if you unsubbed from him. He Uncivil was ride or die. And when Uncivil is ride or die and putting you in your place, putting you down like you were born a girl in China for your stupid fucking take, it's time to reevaluate your choices in life. To be fair, it's all just really come out today super publicly, so it takes a day to pick up-ish. I mean, yes and no. Spectre, did you go over what Nick said about it on his local stream last night? No, I didn't. If you have a clip, we'll play it, Alyssa. I honestly don't remember what he said. I was a little drunk at that point. Yeah, I resubbed Uncivil. Uncivil Law deserves your subs for being a bro. You should be subbed to Uncivil Law, for he is a broham. So, the last Fox was also good. Yeah, Megan Fox was good. Fair and balanced. Despite my position on her coming in and making threats in Rekieta's Discord, she had a good take. Quartering, my problems with him personally notwithstanding, good takes. What's his name? Tug, my personal problems with him notwithstanding, real bro, good takes. He's right. It seems like people other than LawTube have his fucking back. Holy good goddamn shit. Holy shit. Ladies and gentlemen, people outside of LawTube have Nick Rekieta's back. He's my mom's favorite lawyer on LawTube. His knowledge is incredible. He is, I will say this again, Kurt, Uncivil Law, is the smartest man in the room when it comes to the legal system. Nick has said it. Legal Mindset has said it. I think everybody agrees that when it comes to if you need an answer, that man is the Encyclopedia Britannica of the law. No one better. Within LawTube, probably on YouTube. No social skills. Can't take a joke. He is very thin-skinned. We can overlook that in this instance. He has a redemption arc. Don't fuck it up. But he has a redemption arc going. Good analysis of Legal Bytes' personality. I get things right on occasion. I have been known to get things right. Alyssa with the clip, it's 30 minutes, but he exposes a lit. I'm not going over 30-minute clip here. If you want to watch Nick Dish, you can go watch that video I have just linked in the chat. You can thank Alyssa for clipping it, because I sure as shit am not. I'm not. I am a lazy shit. And I rely on other people to do my work for me. Given I worked for 10 hours and this is literally a spur of the moment thing. I think like last night or this morning or something, I said I might stream, but I didn't get prepared. I didn't get prepared for it. I like literally searched up some tweets, searched up these clips, and that's pretty much it. I am wholly unprepared. I procrastinate, but I get the job done. And that's the reason I procrastinate. Can I post the link? You know what, Alyssa? you could be a moderator. And now you can post links. And I swear to God, if you do anything to get me into trouble, I will be slightly nettled. So, we've gone over this. We've gone over some of the people have, said some things. Some haven't. Obviously, Hoeg and Alita are the biggest cucks on this entire thing, next to Alita's husband, 100%. You can take that to the bank. Guarantee you she's banging a bunch of other guys. So, today, Richard Hoeg, Virtual Legality, Hoeg Law, put out 2 tweets. Now, this one, he's quoting that umbrella guy. And now I have to really quickly, let me see. Let me see if I can do that. Okay, so here's that umbrella guy on Twitter. I have to bring it over to an incognito because he has me blocked. He uses a block bot. He has me blocked. What's this I'm hearing that some lawyers, Rekieta Law, helped get noticed and billed on YouTube, backed his YouTube banning? Because that's not only hypocritical, it's a stupid move. They didn't really back it. They just didn't have any loyalty. They didn't say anything loyal. It was, some bullshit. Which one is it? Fuck. There we go. Okay, so. It's not that one. Shit. No, it is. There we go. Apparently switching sources for scenes kind of fucks things. So he quotes that and says, okay, folks, so I've been giving this a lot of thought. You should see my comments. But unfortunately, I've been forced to come to the conclusion that many of you have been misinformed by folks out to find some enemies to fight. Let's talk about it. Now, I just want to put this out there that no. So the main criticism I have seen is that I did not immediately jump to support YouTuber Nick Rekieta after his channel was banned, and as that umbrella and others have posited that I backed the ban. I'm not saying, I want to make this very clear, I'm not saying I think that Hoeg backed the ban, even though he did say that YouTube has every right to ban you. I don't think he actually backed the ban. He just didn't come out in support of Nick. That's my take. He has no spine because he is a blobfish in a human guise. And he did not back Nick. Doesn't mean that he backed the ban. You can not back one side while not backing the other side. It's possible to do this. This is not true. But let's talk about my actual position. The very first thing I said about the situation after being requested to speak on it by a number of messages and commenters was, and he puts this out, I had to say that much like some of the other stories we talked about, I am wildly underinformed on what happened or what drove this particular action. So I'll say what I usually say on this, which is that YouTube, obviously a private company, can decide what it wants to affiliate itself with, but my biggest issue with this platform is the kind of black box mercurial nature. Again, YouTube is a private company and they can ban whoever they want. Factually correct. Not denying that. Ignore Section 230 for the moment. Ignore the Texas law. They can. It's how it's been. It's how it's going to be for the foreseeable future. Okay? I can understand where people say he backed the ban. When you see stuff like that, when you hear him say stuff like that, I can understand where people say he's backing the ban. I personally do not believe he was, but I can understand where people are coming from. This and other quotes in this thread can be found at Rust and the Rings of Power, starting 1330 to 1626. And you know what? We'll listen to it. It was right around here, I believe, is when he said. 1303, excuse me. So we'll listen to what he says. 3 minutes. We'll listen to it.
Back. We'll see. And then I have seen already the comments here. So I do want to talk about this because this is the other main thing that got DM'd to me. And I have to say, much like some of the other stories we talked about, I am wildly underinformed on what happened or what drove this particular action. So I'll say what I usually say on this, which is that YouTube, obviously a private company, can decide what it wants to affiliate itself with. But my biggest issue with this platform is the kind of black box, mercurial nature. What just happened? I don't know. Here's a form letter. We take you down midstream and these kinds of things. And so I'll be looking into it. I know a lot of folks, want me to make a big speech or something along those lines. I'll say this. There are ways to piss off YouTube. There are ways to get in trouble here. And there are ways that that's deserved, and there are ways that there are not. I suspect that Nick pushed some buttons and probably got an unfair mob against him, would be my guess. But I don't know that for sure. I will say this. YouTube is not always fair in its determinations. We have, as an example, in our space, we had a strike imposed on this channel for a video that was a year old when it happened, because their robots picked up a phrase that they thought was cyber harassment and bullying. And so I think people know this story a little bit, but I went and I complained. I said, well, first of all, you can't put a post on my video that says this was taken down for cyber harassment and bullying. You're defaming me. Let's chat about it, YouTube. And it's not,
Oh, now they can't take you down. Did you notice that, by the way? You can't do that because it's defamation? Oh, really? So you should be held to a different standard. Now, given he's also saying you can't put this thing up that says it was for cyber harassment, even though that's what they took it down for. But I don't think there's a difference. I think you've said that they're a private company. Can't they do that, though? I mean, you're on their platform. No business has a right to conduct business for profit or personal gain, but by privilege of society by the licensing entity. Wasn't Hoeg the one who started LB drama with DUI? I think he was. I think Hoeg's the one who started the drama with DUI guy. YouTube can do whatever it likes unless it's to Hoeg. Yeah, that's what it seems like. They took it down for cyberbullying and cyber harassment. You can't put that on there. That's slander. Actually, technically be libel. It's in a pertinent medium. Don't know why I have to correct you, but we'll ignore that. The issue here is literally, he has said they can take down whoever they want for any reason at all. But here he's saying you can't take me down and put this up because that's slander. These are incompatible positions to take. These are fundamentally different positions to take. He did also say he didn't know why Nick got taken down. I feel like the difference is knowledge of the situation. I don't care. I'm sorry. I cannot care. Nick has helped me out. Okay. I got a small boost after both times I was on his show. Small boost. I'm not saying to the extent that these guys got it. Certainly not. Nick has also been incredibly fair towards me. He's stuck with me through some stupid shit I have fucking done and said. This would be the equivalent of me, him getting his channel banned and me saying, I don't know, I don't have all the facts. I'm not saying blind loyalty is a necessity when dealing with people. I don't know Nick. I'm an acquaintance with him at best. We're not even internet friends, right? I DM him. I might send him something that I think is really cool or a topic that he can talk about, right? But we're not friends. We've never met. We've never gone out drinking. Nothing like that. I'm still gonna back him up because I know what kind of a person he is. He's had my back. It is only right that until I get evidence to the contrary, to have his back and say he's the one being wronged. I think that is a fair fucking way to live your life. I think that is a goddamn fair way to live it. My position right there. That's why I say good on Quartering, good on Tug. I may not agree with them, but their positions on this shit is correct. Not just from their, lukewarm anti-SJW takes on the entire thing, but they're standing by their bro. They're right. And I can golf clap the shit out of that because it's the right way to have it. I think it was Tug who said, these motherfuckers do not care if you stand together or go down alone. They prefer you to be alone, and they don't stop because you're an easy target at that point. And he's right. He is absolutely right about that. Legal Bytes doesn't care. Legal Bytes thinks she's safe. She's left to center. She's a woman. She has mediocre takes. She's a basic Becky bitch. Basic bitch Becky. That's it. She doesn't have anything controversial. She doesn't have an opinion one way or the other. It's middle of the road. She thinks they'll stop with her. Except on the left, guilt by association exists. What's that? You were on Nick Rekieta's channel a year ago? No. You have to be canceled as well. Nate the lawyer? Oh, you're a black man? Doesn't matter. You're friends with Nick Rekieta and Robert Barnes and Viva Fry. They're alt-right. It's going to happen. It will happen. Okay. I'm not going over the people like the Bride of the Crypt Keeper looking bitch Vickyverse, because I know how she operates, right? She doesn't like Nick. She doesn't. She doesn't like Nick because he's friends with Ethan Van Sciver, and she despises Ethan Van Sciver. And he called her out because he thought her interpretation of how the frog coin was. Okay? He said he thought she was wrong. Okay? Doesn't like him. I'm not talking about her. I know that she was celebrating Nick being taken down. That might even be too much of a stretch. But this is also a woman who bragged about, in private at least, wanting to report 35 Comicsgate creators to Indiegogo and have them shut down for breaking their TOS. She's as much a leftist as any of them. I'm not talking about people like her. I'm talking about people like Hoeg and Alita who have gotten something out of Nick, who have gained a presence because of Nick's generosity. It's just plain wrong what Alita and Hoeg did. Yeah, it is. I'm not saying any of them backed the ban. I don't think that's fair. I don't think they backed the bans. But there is something to be said about silence and that being support. Even the Dragon's Treasure T guy did a video to support Nick. Yeah, and good on him. Dragon's Treasure and I do not get along. T-Man and I do not get along. Good on him for being a bro. But, Nick's kind of like his biggest consumer base, so I guess it's kind of like a business decision. Whatever. LB landed interview with Rittenhouse's liberal attorney and seemed to feel better than... Yeah. Hush wishes he had attention from Nick that would take to call him names 30 to 40 times. I don't know who Hush is. There is no honor in silence. Absolutely not. There is no honor in silence. I warned Nick the very night he was streaming live the show was going to cause problems for him during his stream. Which one? Which did that? Do you know how little that narrows anything down? Anetka. I don't get Who's a Netka? I don't know. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I was like, is it Etika? Is it Etika's transgender alter ego, Anetka? Oh my god, problematic rules. We take these rules seriously. We. Yeah, no, it's not. They don't. They take them seriously if it could reflect poorly on themselves. Not, however, when it's their ass on the line. And this is what I mean about hypocrisy. Look, I'm a hypocrite on some things. I think everybody has their hypocritical moments. This is one of those things where probably hypocrisy is a really bad thing. It's a really bad idea, my opinion. That's not how Nick plays. Yeah, I mean, oh, Hoeg wasn't silent. When he said defending YouTube, my jaw dropped. He always was snarky comments of the creators. Even Emily D, he was disrespectful to. His rant against pedos and firing squads. Look, he's a cartography major. He just believes maps should be on the wall. There's nothing wrong with having a hobby with cartography. I mean, where do you think all the maps come from? We have such great maps, the best maps that go on the wall. I think that was a wasp. If I start crying because a wasp stung me, you know exactly why it happened now. Maps are great on the wall. Yeah, they're great on the wall. I was watching Nick long before Rittenhouse, and none of these people were around till his channel blew up during that trial. I mean, Nick brought them on, like if they were like kind of get to know you stream, he would do those. And if there was a situation where this attorney might know something because it's in their expertise or their discipline, he'd bring them on as well. So I think Alita was on before the Rittenhouse trial, kind of as a get to know you. I know he's done it with Kurt, but Kurt's a bro again, but whatever. As much as Hoeg and LB claim to be anti-controversial, I have found since they started on LawTube, they have belittled other creators and praised themselves as the highest. Sorry, but it's true. Yeah, I've noticed that, Anetka. I have noticed that. I have certainly noticed that they kind of have that snotty attitude. Alita, especially. I've definitely noticed that. She definitely has that hoity-toity. But I think that comes from kind of being like, maybe she was a cheerleader in college or something like that. I don't know. Maybe it's that. Because I kind of get that vibe from her. I don't know. I'm ESL. I don't understand the wall references. Well, you don't need to. You don't need to. LB made sure she was on every second during Rittenhouse. Yeah, and that's fine. That's fine. Nick had no problems with it. Nick had absolutely no problems with people being on the stream. He would ask people if they wanted to be on the stream, right? Nick has some lawyers, Peacock, Josh, Burke. He sent them, asked them if they wanted to. But all three of them actually go into court and practice law, so they didn't really have the time. If they did, I think Burke showed up a couple of times. Ty showed up a couple of times. You know, if you're not a practicing attorney, you have all the time in the world. Fine. You know, whatever. But again, we get back to this problem of Nick really is the one that made sure that Alita was good to go. He's the reason that her channel took off. Hoeg had a following beforehand. He gained a little bit from Nick, and then he's kind of like not talked to Nick at all, and we kind of understand why that is. Those two first embarrassing DUI for being human. Then she strikes. I'm sorry, hold on. Alita's filed copyright strikes? Has Legal Bytes filed copyright strikes? I need somebody to let me know if she has any evidence of that. Because I have not heard that. You know what? Let me was it against like clip channels? She addressed it directly in one of her videos. Can you get me the title of that video? I would love to see that. I would love to see that. Because we gave Kurt for filing copyright strikes during the JD trial she did. I believe it. Look, I believe it, but I would love to see evidence. And I think it's fair. LB can spend. We do not simp in my chat. We do not. No. 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 Don't fucking do that in my chat, you son of a bitch. There might be something. Let me ask around. Okay, so Alyssa is going to look. Alyssa runs Alyssa Clips. She's going to ask around and see if we can get it. If anybody, however, can post in chat the title, so I don't think you can post the link, that I can look it up and we can take a look. She did an apology video about DUI guys stuff. Yeah, we've already watched that. And it wasn't really an apology. It was, I can't believe, we need to, had to hop out of you. Okay, listen, not even watching my fucking stream. What a bitch. What a bitch. Okay, anyways, I'm thinking it was Macro's video. I honestly do not know. I do not know. I don't know, but I kind of believe it. Peach Pie, oh yeah, she did strike those. I mean, I'm getting 3 different people saying that she struck them, and yet I'm not seeing a fucking title of a video where she admits it. God. Okay, so we've heard his thing. Let's get back to what Hoeg was saying. I then followed this up by reiterating again, I don't know, but YouTube often gets it wrong. What just happened? I don't know. Here's a form letter. We take you down midstream and these kinds of things. And so I'll be looking into it. I know a lot of folks, want me to make a big speech or something along those lines. I'll say this. There are ways to piss off YouTube. There are ways to get in trouble here. And there are ways that that's deserved, and there are ways that are not. I suspect that Nick pushed some buttons and probably got an unfair mob against him would be my guess, but I don't know that for sure. I will say this. YouTube is not always fair in its determinations. True. I then, after talking about my own run-ins with YouTube, where he says that they can't put a tag up saying why they took the video down because that's slander. Again, rules for thee, not for me, or I'm held to a higher, a lower standard, really. Unequivocally backed speech on the platform while continuing to state that realistically, nobody but YouTube even knew what had happened. So I totally get where everybody's coming from. I saw him post a thing. I saw people ask me the questions. I want more voices to be out there having conversations. Reasonable minds can differ. I cannot speak to what the specifics are here, and I think one of the problems here is I'm not sure Nick can speak to what the specifics are because I don't think YouTube has told them, so everybody's kind of reacting in a vacuum. But I will continue to say that I want more voices out there. We kind of knew why it happened because people were gloating. And we had seen over the past week, if not 2 weeks, that the false flagging was happening, especially after his Twitter went down. Just want to put that out there. We knew if you had done just a little bit of research, smidge, just the tiniest smidge of research, it would have been okay. Maybe you could have given us an opinion that didn't look like it was written by a PR firm. Maybe you could have had your fucking balls drop and you could have had an actual opinion. I found a video on the copyright from her. Give me the title, Kalia. She was shutting down criticism of her behavior. I believe it. I believe YouTuber Divinity Said was on the channel that got a strike by Legal Bytes. He is an Austrian guy and is on late at night. The DUI guy reacts to Legal Bytes hitting smaller YouTubers with copyright strike. All right, let's look this up in. Let's look this up in to YouTube's. DUI guy. Is it by Moose Maneuver? Kalia, is it by Moose Maneuver? Okay, cool. All right, so we got it. So we'll listen to this. It's 53 seconds long, so I'm not going to bore you any more than I already do.
What?
Doesn't tell us anything. This isn't much of a reaction. Seriously, that's
I don't know. I don't know anything about this.
it's not a reaction. This is clickbait. I hate you. I hate you. Don't you actually have to file for a copyright instead of just claiming it? General statement. No. There's an assumed copyright for anything you create. So it showed the screenshot, yeah. But as a general rule, not necessarily. You don't have to file for a copyright. Obviously, I'll let an actual attorney talk about that because. One second. I apologize. I had to sneeze and I didn't want to blow up people's eardrums. Hooray for pneumonia. Okay, so it looks like she did file it. I don't know why. Like, what was the video about? That's a question. What was the video about? Man, the guy slept on concrete with her uncle day in, day out to report from court, and she blasted him for a human reaction. Yeah, well, no good deed goes unpunished. So yeah, so we'll get back to this. And I stand by those statements entirely. Excuse me. I stand by those statements entirely. Lawyers are not in the business of analyzing situations based on guesswork. They kind of are. That's what hypotheticals are. Now, given there's usually evidence to support it, but guesswork does factor into what a lawyer does. To say otherwise is a lie. The best part was nearly the entire courtroom reacted. Yeah. Okay, another video on a guy who got struck by her, but the beginning music will get you in trouble to play. It doesn't really matter. I believe she filed copyright strikes. Question is were they valid or not? And I didn't see anything in there that tells me it was an invalid copyright strike. Okay, there was nothing in there. Regardless of what you may hear from some of my colleagues, and never should we be swayed by personal or business relationships in our analysis. Yes, you should. There should be just a little bit. In fact, that should be the exact opposite of what lawyers do, and careful attention to known facts and negation of biases is how I have operated in every single circumstance anyone has ever watched me in, from Epic v. Apple to Depp v. Heard. I don't love YouTube as a platform, and I have many videos to that effect, but it remains the case that YouTube can certainly moderate something on its service, and since I do not know specifics, I explain the situation as I saw it as a lawyer. I don't know is very often the right answer, especially for a lawyer, but it is not always a pleasing one. As a Marine, I hated hearing I don't know when I asked a question. I hated saying I don't know when I was asked a question. But it's better to say I don't know when you don't know than to bullshit. I'll give Richard that one. I don't know sucks. It may not be what you want to hear, but sometimes it is the best answer. That being said, he didn't say I don't know. Came out with a non-committal response that left wiggle room just in case he needed to backtrack on it. So, It looks like Hoeg is calling the shots with Bytes. Maybe Peacock. It's possible. It's a shame that some view that as an appropriate vector for attacking me, but if my work is to have any value at all, it has to be in giving my true and honest opinion of things, even especially when it's not what fans, commenters, or colleagues necessarily want to hear. Okay. You can give an opinion that's based on guesswork or an opinion that's based on your biases. That's why it's called an opinion. Okay? You can do that. That's literally what an opinion is many times. You can say, this seems like bullshit. I support Rekieta law. Hashtag free the nose. You don't have to say why you agree or why you think it's bullshit. You could just say, seems bullshit to me. You don't have to justify it. It's not like we're going into court and you have to prove a case. You're giving your fucking opinion. That's what people are pissed about. You, rather than said, hey, this is bullshit, seems bullshit to me, I support Rekieta law, you put out this, like you're going into court and you have to get past a reasonable doubt before you make your opinion known. Jellyfish-looking motherfucker is the best insult I have ever heard you make. I said blobfish in a human suit today. Or something like that. Blobfish in a human body or something like that. If innocent until proven guilty is the standard in law, then why presume the accuser is correct? If the evidence backs up that the accuser is correct, then the evidence backs it up. This is not that case, though. This is not a case where you have to have an opinion backed up by facts. All you have to say is I disagree with it. I fucking disagree with this decision. That's all you have to say. Madcore Mofo mentioned the legal Bytes strike. God damn it. You know. Madcore Mofo. Uncivil law, copyright strike abuse. Yeah, I know about that. I ain't looking for it. I don't give enough of a shit about it. I don't. Peacock Fields, can I share a link? Just not sure if this is it or not, but shows the copyright strikes. I don't allow random people to share links. So if you put the title, I can look it up. But I'm not going to let just anybody share a link. But getting back to my point, you're giving an opinion. And your opinion can be as simple as, I don't agree with it. Free my boy. There you go. God damn, that's so hard. But no, you had to coach it behind, I don't know what's going on. I don't have all the evidence. But YouTube could ban you for any reason. Okay, it's a private company. And you wonder why people say that you're disloyal? You wonder why people are saying you showed no loyalty to a guy who helped you build your channel? Just saying. And by the way, this is the first thing he's put out. Well, these two things are the first things he's put out since this started. However, Hoeg nor anyone else had facts, thus the presumption of innocence on behalf of Nick should have been given until information supported a ban. Yeah, but then they would have to have an opinion and they'd have to fall on a side and they couldn't sit on the fence. And the blobfish in a human body uses that fence to support him because he has no spine. So, Let's see. Okay, so I've got this. Let's bring this over. So this is from Legal Bytes. Legal Bytes did post this, so I'll say this just once. Please look at the notice closely. Notices it says re-upload. It is not a commentary video. It is a re-upload of the video itself. Plain and simple. There are plenty of commentary videos on it out there that remain on YouTube untouched. I gotta say, that's a valid legal reason. That's a valid copyright strike. If it's a straight up re-upload, that's a valid copyright strike. I'm not going to take Legal Bytes to task for it. That's a good reason to do it. Straight up taking something, straight up taking a video and re-uploading it without any commentary, right? That's not acceptable. You didn't do any kind of criticism. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. I'm sorry. It doesn't work. Now, it looks like, I think I remember this Let's Talk. It's the one that came out right after the, what's it called? Came out to explain away why she went after, what's it called? DUI guy. And I think it's a relatively short video. So let me see if I can find it. Okay. Shouldn't be that hard. Unless she took it down. She might have taken it down. Depp v. Heard. She might have taken it down. I think she said she was going to. You know, while it's a good reason to file a DMCA, if you're going to take it down, right? If you're going to take it down, you know, having an archive of what you say, people want to make an archive, maybe they should be allowed to. That's my personal opinion. If you can take the video down, if someone wants to make an archive, maybe they should be allowed to do that. But if it's just a re-upload, it's still, even if I agree with that, even if that's my position, this is still a valid DMCA if it was just a re-upload and it had absolutely no like commentary. Sorry, not sorry. That's just how it is. My opinion. Okay, that's my opinion. So I'm not going to get mad at Legal Bytes for that, because that looks like a valid copyright strike. And if you got upset about it, maybe you shouldn't have been. And maybe you shouldn't be upset about that. There's a lot of reasons to be upset with Legal Bytes. I don't think this is one of them. Okay. And if that stance turns you off to my channel, blah, blah, blah. Okay, fine. All right. So then we come over here, and I'm sincerely grateful that Nick invited me to my to the Rittenhouse streams. I went from 44K subs to, I brought with me to 50K on Exit. I appreciate it, but no, I don't owe Nick my channel or my judgment for that. I agree. He certainly brought more subs than he gained from Nick. Certainly, he is not in the same boat in terms of the eyes that were on him and the eyes that he gained. Certainly not like Alita is. Alita, literally owes her channel's success to Nick. I'm sorry. Where she is right now, she owes that success to Nick. At the end of the day, our honest judgment is all we creators have. While Nick or anyone else is free to believe they made me or anyone else, regardless of the facts at hand, it can't be the case that we exchange that judgment for blind fealty. Again, nobody's expecting blind loyalty. And I don't think Nick said he made you. I think a lot of other people have said it, myself included. And that's factually incorrect. I'll grant you that. How is in the ever? There's no denying that he got eyes on you. And, you know, you had no problems using him to get views. And now you think you have an in with somebody else who might have an in with them, you know, mainstream media. You threw him to the side. You're not as willing to go to bat for him as you are Legal Bytes. I think that's the case. It was strange how Lumber just jumped on the scene. Lon Lumber apparently practices in the Johnny Depp court, the court that had Johnny Depp's trial. So he was kind of like a you know, an idea. What's it like there? What's the general attitude of the court, the different judges, stuff like that. So he was kind of like an expert in that area. Lon Lumber is a cuck. You know, it appears he might have been behind the scenes. Maybe he wasn't publicly as vociferous as we would have liked in support of Nick, but he appears to have said something, and that something was private, and, you know, it still doesn't look good in my opinion, but it's more than Alita has done. It's more than Hoeg has done. So, you know, if Nick's, I'm not going to say if Nick's not upset, I won't be upset, because I think that's a really bad way to look at it. All of this is not being upset on Nick's behalf or anything like that. I hate that shit. I hate that. This is my personal view. This is how I look at this shit. This is how I am looking at this entire thing, judging it against my beliefs, my core beliefs, and how I view things. And I'm finding it lacking and I'm finding it wanting. That's what this is. This is not saying that I am upset on Nick's behalf. Hush, Nick, I'm speaking for you. Nothing like that. This is my personal feelings on this entire thing. My personal feelings are they don't give a shit. These hoes ain't loyal, as Drexel put it. Does a lot of back channel Mean Girl stuff. Yeah, she does. She does. All right, so let's go over to here. So Legal Bytes ends up quote tweeting Hoeg and saying, same, couldn't have said it better myself, but I'll add one more thing to my part. 1 of 7. Jesus Christ, give me a gun. I'll eat the bullet now. I'll eat a bullet now. Okay. Sword and Scale, good summary on the Nick Rekieta situation. Well, thank you. I'm banning you, though, because you have a check mark. Check marks scare me, because they get way too close to being a square root sign. And that's math. And I am white, and I don't do math. The community I want to grow with Legal Bytes is one that fosters a warm and welcoming environment, promotes the exchange of fact-based ideas, allows for disagreement, and asks that everyone treat one another with respect unless you're a fucking DUI guy you make a face in court. How fucking dare you fuck off? Excuse me. Excuse me. I don't know what that was. Must have had something caught in my throat. And it's definitely a work in progress. I've made my fair share of mistakes along the way. Why are you using emojis? Why the fuck are you using emojis? This is supposed to look professional, and you're using fucking emojis. Why? Why in the good goddamn motherfuck are you using emojis? You didn't write this on a phone, did you? Did she write this on? She wrote it on a phone. Good goddamn motherfucker. That's not an excuse. I'm sorry, that's not an excuse. It's not an excuse. Woosah. But it comes to the territory, and you can count on me to keep trying to be better One bite at a time. That is the worst fucking catchphrase. I hate you even more. I hate you even more. I need alcohol. Ah, the fucking liquor store's about to close too. Fuck. Thinking I could just power through this and go get alcohol, but no. It's literally about to close. The community I don't want to foster is one that pressures people to take half-baked positions. You can have an opinion again without needing to have all the facts. And then if the facts don't support your opinion, you can change your opinion. That's the great things about opinions. Opinions are like assholes. Everyone has one and they all stink. Okay, let's. Okay, that's how opinions are. You can have an opinion before knowing all the facts, and then as the facts come in, you can change your opinion if it warrants it. That's called being human. You don't have to be perfect. Lord knows I've had some opinions that are not backed up by the facts, and I don't give a shit. My opinion will change if the evidence supports it. Fucking changing. You can Uber Eats liquor. I ain't paying $80 for a bottle of fucking $40 Glenlivet. Ain't fucking happening. Okay. None of us would be chatting about it, even caring about anything. They say if not for Rekieta law, yeah. We wouldn't be. I don't know who Legal Bytes is. I probably would have watched her because, she's not that attractive. I'm not one for blondes. She's not that attractive to me, so maybe I would have taken her, opinion. I won't say seriously, but whatever. What is legal spurging about? I just got in. There's no time to explain. Humperdinck is gonna marry Buttercup in little less than half an hour. All right. So, anyways, she says, but where in her 10-page essay did she say she supports Nick? That's the neat part. She doesn't. Excuse me. Nevertheless, I'm so thankful to those of you who have helped this channel grow over the last couple years. We're building something great, and I can't wait to see what's next. You're losing subs on a daily basis because you're boring. Incredibly boring. Super duper more boring than I am. And that's fucking impressive that you managed to be that boring. I'm just saying. Simple tweet would suffice. Yeah. Just say, look, I support Nick Rekieta. Especially now that he has his fucking shit back. Instead of putting out a tweet in support of him, you put out this PR bullshit. I just want you all to think about that. Hoeg and Legal Bytes did not put out tweets saying we support Nick. Welcome back, Nick. They put out PR tweets because they were getting their cheeks clapped from every which way. And Legal Bytes might probably enjoy that. I don't know. She seems like she might. Hoeg as well. But, whatever. Yeah, it's this motherfucker. Bye-bye. I don't want to deal with that fucker. Let's see. Excuse me. The community I don't want to foster is one that pressures people to take half-baked foments mob cyberbullying, advocates for the doxing of other people. Nick Rekieta did not advocate for the doxing of anyone. Nick Rekieta had 45 internet slacktivists come into his fucking file frivolous ethics complaints against him for having an opinion, for saying stuff. We're told straight up you need to provide your contact information, you need to provide, your name, all that shit. And by the way, it gets provided to the attorney you're complaining about. I'm just saying. I'm just fucking saying. Maybe you should have shut the fuck up. That would have been a better option. The best time to delete all this was yesterday. The second best time is now. Okay, I'm just saying. I'm just pointing out. Just fucking pointing it out. You had a chance. You had a chance. You didn't take it. You flew too close to the sun. You're an idiot. You guys had really fucking shitty opinions. And then people responded. Why wouldn't they support Nick, though? Because that would require them to take an opinion or to take a position. And Legal Bytes and Hoeg are very big on not having opinions on one side or the other of the fence. They like to sit on the fence. And then when everything lines up perfectly so they can go, yeah, 100% it's that, then they'll have an opinion and they'll coach it behind the opinion is based on the facts. They're not going to have an opinion before they have all the facts, which kind of defeats the concept of having free will and opinion. You know, if we were all like that, we'd never have the facts to begin with. They look down on him, which is really amazing when you consider that Nick's probably taller than both of them. You know, I think, was it Sword and Scale referred to Hoeg as the Hobbit? I can't remember. I don't really care. Point is, fuck it. But anyways, back to what I was saying. So Nick didn't dox anybody. You are told when you file an ethics complaint, you have to provide your name, your address, your home, your phone number, your email address. And by the way, all this is provided to the attorney you're complaining about to do with as he will. And so Nick said, you know what? You want to try and ruin my life. You want to try and get rid of my law license, take money off the table, take food out of my family's bellies. You want to try and be bullies? I'm going to fight back. So he put their names out there during his stream when he read off the fan mail, as he is wont to do, by the way. That hasn't changed. And then he, on locals, was planning on putting the unredacted stuff out there. Why? Because fuck you, that's why. You want to play fuck games? You want to play games, fuck around, find out. You want to play games. Got more games than Milton Bradley. Let's just put it out there, okay? You know, he didn't dox anybody. They provided it. In theory, it's also public information, by the way. You could look them up. I don't know if that's true. Just saying. So he didn't dox anyone. And I know what they're going to say. Oh, it's just an all-encompassing position. It's all-encompassing. It doesn't actually mean, we're not saying that Nick himself doxed anybody or engaged in cyberbullying, even though we are literally saying that. We are. That's the topic of the conversation, right? That's the topic. No, they're going to try and coach it because that's what they do. They try and coach it so they don't get into shit with people, and they fail. They fucking fail. And they can shut the fuck up. You burn this bridge. You burned it with your bullshit. And apparently, this is not the thing that set everything off. You absolute fucking low IQ motherfuckers have been apparently mean girls talking about him behind the scenes. And he's found out he's known. And he decided not to say anything. Decided not to call you out on being snakes. for weeks, months. Bigger man than I would be. I'd call you out. I'd fucking call you out. I'd call you out. Simple as. Advocates for doxing of other people or leads with half-truths or misrepresentations. Like you and DUI guy. That was a lot of misrepresenting. Just saying. Just saying. Tried to hurt his credibility. Tried to hurt his position. His, what's it called? His reputation. Ain't gonna happen. You failed on that. He gained subs. You lost subs. Oof. Oof. If the legal Bytes community doesn't suit you, or you need me to be someone else, then that's okay. I wish you the best, and I will always support your right to freedom of speech and association. Apparently not. Apparently fucking not. If it does suit you, then hold on to your butts. With another fucking emoji. Fuck off. Byte Club. It's going to be a wild ride. How can it be a wild ride if you don't take any position that has any actual... How do you even put it? You don't take a position that requires thinking. It's middle of the road. Sitting on the fence. Ain't no one dealing with that. That's not a wild ride. Just say, maybe. Maybe. Maybe the problem really is that. Stop to think about that. How can it be a wild ride? So, and again, you go over to Legal Bytes channel. That bump in subscribers is because of Nick. That bump is because of Nick. Get her fucking name out there. That's from her, but that's also from Nick, because if she didn't have this bump right here. Yeah, Peach Pie makes a really good point. They have all the facts now. So why wasn't the first tweet they put out welcoming Nick back, giving an opinion on Nick's ban and how bullshit it was? Why did it have to be some absolute shit? It's so weird how that works out, isn't it? It's so weird how that fucking works out. We have all the facts now, but we're still not going to formulate an opinion. Fuck off with that shit, okay? Fuck off with it. Ain't going to happen. We expect she's from California and he's from Narnia. I mean, I don't know anymore. I just don't. I really don't. We've had this shit going. And like small YouTubers do not seem to get that if you've got a group that you are friendly with, who has taken you in, who has helped you, you don't abandon them. And yet, someone like Legal Bytes, she made a mess of DUI and now Nick. You should not associate yourself with her. Yeah. And she's never forgiven Nick for not taking her side in the DUI guy fight. Nick had a completely neutral take on the entire thing. It's stupid. Stop. It's time to stop. And she took that personally because you're not supposed to fight against the cheerleader. You're not supposed to have an opinion that upsets the cheerleader. She was mad at Nick for covering up. Yeah, she was. She was upset at Nick for covering Depp. And she said that. She thought that she would be the one that people would be going on to for the streams. Like there was supposed to be some kind of revolving door or something like that about who's whose side was Runkle on. I don't think he said anything. He was in the hospital though. I don't think he was in the hospital to begin with. I think he was on with Lawn Lumber, I think, wasn't he? Was he on with Lawn Lumber? And he didn't yeah. Was Runkle passing a kidney stone? Probably. Nick said Emily had the most viewers, and she did. Emily had the most viewers. But she was kind of known as the T channel when it came to celebrity stuff. Runkle back to Nick. Yeah, I believe it. Nick said from day one he wasn't rotating. Yeah, no, he definitely was not going to rotate. He was excited about it. He said for weeks he was going to stream it. So getting upset was like, whatever. Yes, he was on with Lawn Lumber. That's what I thought. Well, looking at her last two vids, she's getting Jack Murphy views and ratios. And the beard. She is getting the beard. Just saying. Her and Hoeg. So it's kind of funny to see this. It just goes to show, don't throw your friends out just because you can. He didn't do anything. He was nothing but supportive of Legal Bytes and Hoeg. Holy shit, she actually, I think this was in real time. She dropped 2,000 subscribers. Not saying because of me, but I'm pretty sure this was like 2:39, probably an hour ago. I'd have to go back, but I'm not going to. I think she reached out to him. He covered it on Locals last night. I'll send you the segment. The whole LawTube group was followed because we saw them on Nick's channel. Yeah. Yeah. Garbage. I'm probably going to be done. I mean, I've been going for like almost 3 hours at this point. We've covered everything. Is it Legal Mindset that's on? I think it's Legal Mindset that's on because, it would be around the time he wakes up. Let me go look. Yeah, okay.
Now, I don't always change.
Sorry. So if you guys, I'm done. I've said my piece. This hose ain't loyal. There's no loyalty. LA, I don't do a lot of content. I'm not consistent. So if you're look, God was more active during the Holocaust than I am on my channels. I stream with a couple of guys on another podcast. This is the first one that I've done in God knows how long. And while it was very fun, I can't promise that I'm going to keep doing them consistently. So, if you guys want to see it, Legal Mindset is currently streaming. There's the link in chat. You are more than welcome to go check it out. Thank you for tuning in. It's been a while since I've done it. And maybe I'll do more streams. I'm planning on streaming some gaming on the gaming channel. You can find the link in the description below. The guys and I, Brawley, Wyatt, and Lost, producer Tim, who's Drexel's producer for the Big Town podcast, we are setting up a 2v2 in 7 Days to Die. Might start that this week. I'm thinking it might be on Wednesday. So if you want to see us be really bad at video games, feel free to check us out. I think we're going to be a little more tame because Brawley, for some unknown reason, streams on Twitch. Don't ask me why. That's where he streams. He's wrong. He knows he's wrong, but he won't change it. Also, can we just, I know somebody was complaining about this earlier, about how Legal Bytes makeup doesn't, doesn't match. Can we just take a moment to enjoy right up there, mom and daughter eyebrow tutorial, a makeup tutorial as we look at Legal Bytes Social Blade? The irony is rich. It's just funny. So, you guys have a good one. Maybe I'll stream tomorrow. I don't know. Might do some. I'm trying to do a lot more gaming streams. I might stream some 7 Days to Die. I don't know. If you want to check that out, my Twitter's located in the bottom in the description. Feel free to check it out and understand that I am definitely not politically correct. But if I'm going to stream, I'll put the link out on there. You can check it out. But you guys have a good night, and I mean that. It's been fun. Stay loyal to your friends, because they'll probably stay loyal to you. Loyalty is a two-way street. Good night, guys.